Hey y'all, how's it going? What is that, Slim Jim?
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Good evening, good afternoon, good day. How's everybody doing? How's it going? We are live.
La La Land.
La La Land. La La Land. Hey! Did you guys watch the episode today or no? You still need to catch up or no? We only have one more left, so after that.
My gosh, lots of time to catch up. I cannot believe we have next week's our. I know people like say that to sound intense, but I can't believe next week is our season finale.
Next week is our season finale. Like that's it.
That's wild.
It's wild. Incredible. Have you guys enjoyed the season? If you've enjoyed the season so far, comment down below. Let us know what your favorite episode has been. What else?
How long have you been following? Like, because we
let us know how long you've been.
5,000 followers in about like
in a week. In a week.
So if you're new, let us know too.
Thank you, Princess. Thank you, China.
I thought you were being like,
thank you, Princess. Yeah. Like, thank you, sweetie.
Like, oh,
no. Hi, Nicole. Oh, Nicole. You guys
changed our lives.
You guys. So we actually just met Nicole yesterday.
She read us for filth today, but like in the best possible filth today, but in the best way. Like if you don't have someone telling you that you're doing stuff wrong or you could be doing it better, then my God,
look at her. Hi, we just before we get started with our normal, program, we had to give you a big old shout out because we met Nicole yesterday. We were on her podcast, which you guys will see in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she was like, actually, you guys come to my office,
That is not how I did it. That is not how I was like, oh no. No. We need to talk. I was like, let's come. Because I was so excited about everything you're building with the Moms Actually community that I was like, if there's any way I can help, because you guys are building one of the most incredible platforms for moms that I have ever seen. So I literally was like, whatever I can do, let me know, but come to my office.
So the things you're about to see come from us,
it's because
of you, right? It's because of you. So I'm very excited.
I'm supporting. Today was literally a example of what it looks like for other women to support another woman and really collaborate in so many ways and use your gifts and all the things, and we just appreciate you. So before we get started and all that, we just wanted to give you a big shout out. If you guys are not following Nicole, please go follow her. She is a wealth of knowledge. She's got all the gems, all the tools, all the things. And her podcast is amazing, and she talks great things.
And it's so easy to listen to because they're 24 minutes.
They're
real.
They're not long.
They're snackable. They're very snackable.
Mom bites. Yes. No, y'all are the best. Did you make it to tacos?
We did.
Yes. It was so good.
I love hearing it.
So
literally, this is who I am. I'm like, on one end, I'm like, how's your business? On the other end, I'm like, but did you eat?
Yeah, good. We went to Javier's in Los Angeles. So highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was so good. Thank you so much.
I love it. All right, I'll let y'all go. I didn't mean to interrupt your stuff. Just popped in.
I
also like to keep up with Moms Actually. So don't mind me. I'll be in the corner eating my cheese.
Yes, and that's what.
All right, bye y'all.
Hey girl.
Hi.
So you know why I wanted you on Moms Actually? Because people love you, and not because you're Chandler's wife. I think that people get to know you, but because
people love you.
You're so freaking honest. Why everybody loves you?
Yeah, for sure.
How
are you?
Good. I'm tired, guys. I'm really tired.
Your baby.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
2 under 2.
2 under 2. How you? How are you? Other than tired, what are your feelings? Because it's interesting that, of course, the episode was about new motherhood, about motherhood and marriage, and then you're also let me throw on top that I'm about to have 2 under 2.
Honestly, let's talk about it because no one prepared me for this. Okay, having a 1-year-old and being pregnant at the same time is absolutely no joke. I have been fighting for my life over here. Okay,
but that's what people.
What'd you say?
They just picture. People post like really cute pictures, like they're fine when they're doing this, like the pregnancy and the baby kissing your, like it's cute, and I think that's a cute moment. But
yeah, she was like the flowers were cute, but for real, I'm actually
Okay.
blinking twice. Did nobody see me?
no one saw me blink
Literally.
twice when I was cute.
It's been a lot, but I'm okay. I'm tired. I'm emotional. I'm ready to get this baby out of me.
What are you?
I'm due very soon. Hopefully, hopefully any day now, honestly. I'm ready.
What's making you emotional?
Honestly, Crew not being my only baby anymore. Like, I didn't think that was gonna affect me. Literally, I've been so sad about it. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna balance like having her and a newborn.
Somehow, I don't know how either, but I remember when I was pregnant with Kofi and I had Noble, and I was like, she's never gonna remember like when it was just her and how much I
Paid
loved
attention to
her,
her.
paid attention to her,
Yeah.
and like I ain't dote on her like how you are, like Crew don't leave your side, but you know,
It's like that serious.
but at the same time, I remember that feeling like, geez, she's just never gonna know, and like
Yeah.
it's a totally new dynamic, and then yeah, because you got to figure out how to balance, because she's gonna be old enough to notice the change of attention, and so balance. What I did, I had my friend live with us for like, well, she wasn't my friend at the time. She became my friend, but I had this girl who was going through like a, what do they call it, quarter life crisis. So she lived. Oh, she was 25. So she lived with us for like a year, and I actually had her watch the new baby a little bit more, because instead of no, like most people, I feel like get someone to watch like the older baby. I wanted the transition to be smoother, so Noble wouldn't be jealous of the baby. So like that, the baby wasn't taking me away from her.
Yeah.
So her a little bit more, you know. But I'm also not really like attached to babies, so that was really easy for me. I know some people just babies, so they couldn't do that, but
Yeah. She's like, I was fine with that.
Yeah. I was like, hope he can be a child. Noble.
That's just been a struggle for me lately. Like me and her went to go get ice cream the other day, and I was just like crying the whole time.
Oh my!
I just really can't do this.
Go with hormones.
You are.
That's
You
true,
are.
too.
I think your hormones literally like make every feeling times 10.
Yes.
So I mean, yes, it's valid that you're like, oh my gosh, this is like the one baby is about to be, no more. But at the same time, I think it's also like we feel things 10 times over.
That's very true.
Than we would. Definitely give yourself grace too, because I think sometimes we're like, oh my god, I'm so emotional, and we get emotional about being emotional, right?
Yeah.
Just give yourself a little grace. It's gonna be good, and also like you'll find the rhythm, just like we find the rhythm with everything else. Like sometimes that's the answer. Like
literally,
we don't always have all the answers, but sometimes that's the one. Like you'll find the rhythm as long as you grace yourself.
Yes.
Did you get to watch the episode?
I did. I watched it earlier by myself. Chandler wanted to watch it. I was like, no. I don't do well watching like me with other people. I'm like, I have to watch it first, and then you can go watch it.
You don't want to watch anybody else's reaction?
But yes, I watched it.
No. What do you think?
Yeah, I was laughing at myself, honestly. I'm like, girl, you don't know nothing. Literally, that's all. I was like, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the truth, though, because nobody knows. But everybody's, like, acting like...
I think I will say, I think that is what is going to help so many. Like, I've seen comments already from people who watched the episode, and they're like, this helped me so much because it makes people feel like, okay, I'm not the only one that has no clue what to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a new mom, it's normal to not know. Like, obviously, there are things that we know because we've been doing the mom thing for a long time, but there's also things no clue about because, you know what I'm saying?
And we didn't know, and we just know.
And we figured out,
like motherhood, I'm sure you've heard this, but everything in life we need to take like a test for. We need to go through years of school for, like to drive, to get a job, to do all this stuff. Like somehow, like all you have to do is have sex.
That's it.
Or IVF, and then you get responsibility for a child. Like a human. We don't have to take a test. We don't have to do nothing. I don't have to like. So yes, none of us know what we're doing until we know what we're doing, and then the moment you know what you're doing, they go into a new phase.
Yep. Literally, the moment you know, which like you're like, I got it handled. I'm ready to do this. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, dump a whole new level of like responsibility, dump a whole new thing to do or to be, or just life hits you in another way. So it's like we're constantly juggling all of the things. And yeah, like it's okay, which is why it's important. I think I say it all the time, and I know it sounds cliche about the whole like grace yourself, but like for real, grace yourself, because there's no other person, no other job, no other thing that is required to do what you do. Period.
Period.
That's true.
If you guys have questions, definitely put them down in the chat below or in the question box while you're here. We love to answer questions live. You know, that's what we do. Typically, we I feel like we missed something. Like normally we start off with a little.
Oh, we didn't do. Well, I guess because we already did Thanksgiving motherhood.
Oh,
I don't know.
There's something else we normally do in the beginning. I don't know. The dads, the dads kind of threw me off last week because we did the dad one last week.
I think I saw.
That one was really crazy, but it was fun. We had a good time. Let's see.
She said I'm a mother for the third time, and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Where can you find it? You can find it on our YouTube. You can go and click the link in our bio, and it's right there. It's episode 7. It's called New Mom Who This.
How is your new baby born?
How is
the baby's not here yet. I'm still.
She's still cooking.
Someone said they finally felt peace to not know all the answers because they saw your episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another thing. There's also like every time you give birth, it's a new experience. So even though like I know, and I say this all the time, like my third child was the one who gave me the most like insane experience ever. So I felt like a new mom. Like even though I wasn't a new mom, quote unquote, like first baby, I was still a new, fresh mom because I had just given birth to another child. And each child gets its own experience, its own thing. And so I think that that's also helpful because even though there's so many moms who watch this that maybe were not first-time moms, they're like, oh my gosh, this is still me. And I think it encourages both sides. Like it encourages the new, fresh first-time moms, and it also encourages the OGs.
Yes. So someone asked, is irritation a sign of postpartum depression?
Yes.
Irritation is a sign of being a mother.
Exactly.
And like it's just like that, it doesn't go away. But I think what so there's postpartum, which is like your 4th trimester, which everybody know, well, all medical professionals know exists but do nothing about. Yeah. So you have postpartum where you still have hormones in your body, and it's like three months, but it's really like a year or two after you have a baby that you're still in postpartum, that everything's just changed. But you can also in your postpartum experience, you can have postpartum depression, you can have postpartum anxiety, you can have all different, and they can all switch and go back. But irritation, I think, is just like part of your new life.
I think another thing is another word. Well, I think what we should name it, which we don't often name it, is being overstimulated and touched out.
Oh yeah.
And that is what causes the irritation because, like, I know for me, I have 3, and my youngest stays home with me, and so I'm like all day from sun up to sundown. As soon as I wake up in the morning, he's at my bedside, literally right in my face, after sparkling water and a banana.
Oh, he's
and
fancy. Sparkling water
every single morning. So I'm like, okay. So then I go and I tend to his needs, and then by the time I'm finished tending to his needs, then my other 2 are coming down and they're tapping me and they're asking me for something. Now I'm like, it's just like one thing after another. Then it's work. Then my husband's texting me. Then he's physical touch. So just like he want to tap me and stuff. And then the kids want to cuddle. All of that all the time with no breaks. And then just life in general. And God forbid I'm just not feeling it or not having a good day or just not in a good mood or feeling, my best self. That's being overstimulated. Then you got the iPad on 1,000, the TV on that. Like your body is not even meant to be stimulated that much all the time with no breaks. And so that's really what it is.
Yeah,
I feel
piece of our content went viral last year because we talked about touched out. A lot of people didn't have a word for touched out.
Yeah.
Like when you love your husband, you like him, you are attracted to him, but he comes up to you behind the kitchen and
you're like,
don't touch me.
And it's not personal.
Yeah.
I love you. I am attracted to you, but don't touch me.
But don't touch me right now. It's just like that's the last thing you want, and I have to literally and we kind of touched on marriage and motherhood at the same time, but I have to remind my husband, like, babe, I love you so much. This is not towards you, but literally, if another person touched me, breathe my way, wink at me, whatever it is, and so now, when you put a name to it, you know what your triggers are. You know how to like name it and stop yourself, because then that's when you get irritated when you don't know what it is, and you're like, I'm just all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, put some practices in place, because that's the only way to like really handle it.
Yeah. I feel like with this pregnancy, I have been the most irritated I have ever been in my life. Like even with Chandler, because Chandler is like physical touch, and so sometimes he just like wants to touch my leg, or I'm like, I just don't want to be touched. Like I just am over it right now.
Right. And the guys take it so personal, because you could actually be cuddling with your baby and still not. It's a weird dynamic.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the clip that we had last week with Tim basically saying that he grieved his wife, during the time that she was basically like all in and breastfeeding and all this, and he's like, I'm used to like cuddling with you at night, and those were my moods.
Yeah.
Those were my moments, and all of these things. That was real to say. And people were saying like, oh well, you could easily cuddle with her while she's breastfeeding. I could not imagine.
Do not.
I could not imagine my husband behind me trying to touch on me while I'm feeding, when that's already like not the most comfortable thing. Like it hurts. I feel like we scare people sometimes.
That was sending me over the edge. I would be like, no, absolutely not.
Like, are you really?
This is not a movie.
No, it's not. And movies are written by women, like all the those love movies.
This is not a rom-com. Yeah. This is not a chick flick. Like, I need space. Please give me my moment. I don't want to cuddle while I'm breastfeeding.
Yeah, so it's like touched out, but the husbands, it's hard for them because it can feel very personal. Because if I came up behind my husband and like tried to kiss him,
you would be like,
"Whoa,
you good?"
Yeah, but that's not. I'm like, it just is, and that's why they say like it takes a while. You never really get back to your old self. You become like
you're a new person.
Self.
You're a new person. I think that's why I love just the conversations that we're having and doing what we're doing, because at the end of it all, like, now that when you become a mom, you're pretty much figuring out who your new self is in every stage of your child's life. So you're like, okay, who am I? And then also like all the things that come with the child and what they're doing and how they're growing. It's like different stages, I would say. Like, and I like that we get to walk with people through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we get to walk with, literally give a space to say like, sis, you're not by yourself. You're not crazy. And I think your episode's done that for sure.
Yeah.
For
Honestly,
sure.
I feel like I'm going crazy every single day. So it's fine, guys. Okay? It is okay.
Now that you know the normal, you're just like, it's just normal crazy.
I'm like, at this point, I'm not even crazy. This is just a normal.
Yeah, and then last time you were pregnant, you weren't raising a daughter at the same time. So it's a totally. I still remember when I had my son. Noble was like 20 months. He was, I guess, just born, and they both pooped at the same time. I got her away to get potty trained right after that. I was like, this can't be my life. I was like, this is terrible. I wanted my kids close. I actually closer together, like how yours are. But I was like, oh no, we're not.
I'm not ready.
Well, the good thing about it is it doesn't matter.
I know. So whatever.
Wow, we're really giving so much hope here.
Because and then you look back and one day and it's like, you did it. It's kind of like I guess there are choices. People make other choices, but if you're choosing to make the right choice and healthily raise your child, it's like you figure it out just like everything else, because you didn't know what you were going to do with fruit. Like I feel like most of these people follow you. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, but you took these babies. I still can't believe you took these babies on. Well, crew. Well, I guess you're pregnant, but on tour with you, like. So you are already like my mom hero. I don't care how many kids I have. Like, you're my mom hero.
Yeah. Blair's always going to be candid. If you don't know Blair, if you haven't followed us for a long time, if you're new here, know that Blair is always going to say what's on her mind, just like Hannah. But someone asked, they're scared to lose themselves when they have a baby or after the baby. What did we do to keep our identity, especially in the fast pace of life? That is a really, really great question, because I think that it is ever evolving. It's always changing. The things that I used to do, you know, a year ago or even months ago, they may not work for me now, because the pace changes, and what I thought was fast paced like a year or two ago is nowhere near what's fast paced to me now. I would say I hate to like bring it back here, but like the self-care part, right? Nicole, I don't know if she's still up here, but I was listening to her podcast and she said something that was super, super key. We always talk about like self-care and all of these things, right? But there's a difference between personal care, like the things that you need to do regardless. And we talked about this on this episode that aired today. Like there's a difference between, oh, I need to, you know, get my nails done, and I need to get coffee, and I need to do like the things that we're just literally sustaining
my life.
your life. I took a shower, I took a nap, like all of those things are personal care. Self-care is really about your soul. It's really about like the internal pieces of you and saying like, all right, I need to sit down. And that for me looked like I'm making a list. I'm making a list of who I am, who I want to be, and how I'm going to get there. And I did that often. I probably should do that again soon. But I think I have a good idea. But whenever I felt like, okay, I'm a little bit too much in the weeds, I made lists. And I was like, all right, I need to like make a plan, and how am I going to get there? Also, keeping people around you. I found in the last like year or two, I would say that has like really helped way more, because you have accountability and you just have people to do life with that are going to remind you like, hey, you don't seem like yourself. What's going on? Do we need to like just go for a walk? Do I just need to come over and sit on the couch and just hang and chill and let you and be a sounding board for you? I think that was like the big thing, and not being afraid to say what's on your mind out of fear of like just being shameful. I think we're always like, the mom guilt creeps in, or we want to seem perfect, or all of those things. But it's like, no, I truly am losing a part of myself, because I'm not going to be the same person I was before I had the child. So I think that for me has helped. It's just constantly figuring out who the new me is, and like being intentional about it and writing it down and making it plain.
Yeah. You just can't martyr yourself. And I think that's what it is. You don't get a cookie for like not using a babysitter. You don't get a cookie because you didn't let, you know, grandma watch the kid. You don't get a cookie for like being everything to your child and like having no time for yourself. And just me accepting help, asking for help, getting a babysitter. I've said this before, like on weekends, we still have a babysitter come 8 to 12 just so I can sleep in, make time for the things I want to do to refuel. And I think before I felt like I have to show up, I got to be the person. And I'm like, but if I'm always home and I'm always there, it just drains me and sucks me. And then I'm shorter with my child. I'm just not the best mom. So it's like, I travel alone a lot, or like, you know, with my husband or with friends. Like I have those moments like to myself. When I'm home, but I don't do things just because they, you know, will look cute for Instagram, or so people can be like, oh, she's an amazing. I don't care if people say I'm a bad mom because I have a babysitter, or, you know, people around, or, you know, help or whatever. I'll be a bad mom to all of you guys, and my kid will love me and think I'm incredible. You know, it's just how you decide to do it. So I think some people like non-traditionally raise, and I say non-traditionally, not like it's this crazy thing, but I say non-traditional, like not the way it's shown on Instagram where you're like doing DIY with your kids every second, but like non-traditionally raised my kids has like helped me keep myself instead of like trying to be a martyr mom and like, see,
there's no prize. There's no prize. I think also like knowing what works for you and your family, because to that point, like it's very easy to look at everything else especially when you are in the process of kind of like losing yourself in a sense. And now you have all of these voices, all of these influences, all of these things that are around you, and you're comparing yourself and all of the things. Then it's even more of a way to like feel like, okay, I don't know who I am because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I want to be, or even if, because you could be tempted to try to be that mom that is like, okay, I'm supposed to make the cute sandwiches that are shaped in hearts and put it in the cute lunchbox and all that stuff. Maybe that does not work for you. Maybe it really looks like I'm buying an Uncrustable. I buy Uncrustables.
I just made through an Uncrustables yesterday, and she tore it up. Okay.
Yes. Like, why do I need to make it? It's
why do I need
done.
to make it? I understand it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I understand that,
but I don't have time, and I do not want to. Even if I have time, I don't want to.
I don't want to do it. If I can get the Uncrustable that's already made, that's what we're gonna do. They love them. That's another thing. The kids, it's usually us. We make this big thing, like we literally with the birthday parties and all.
Yeah, you guys saw about Kofi's birthday. I was stressing myself out.
Yes.
Like, we are gonna go back to '92 and put up some balloons in the house and call it in a Publix cake and call it a day. But I was stressing myself out for months.
But the kids, they love it. Like they don't want all of that. Mm-hmm. We do all of these things. They have no idea what all of that is. They're not even exposed to Instagram and all of the like aesthetically pleasing things.
Wait until they get on YouTube though.
Yeah, I mean they get on
they
YouTube.
Want to be with the Fun Squad.
They do, but
no,
like you know what I'm saying? Like if anything, they just want it. Like my kids, they're like, oh, Ryan did this cool science project. Can we put the other day? They wanted to put some pencils in a Ziploc bag filled with water. Okay, fine. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Like, they wanted to watercolor.
Yeah, like it's stupid. But I mean, it's fine if that's what you want to do. But we like make this big ordeal and we stress ourselves out for no reason. So I think like making sure that you know what works for you, know what works for your family, and like stick to it. But that means being aware and being intentional. Yeah. Someone asked, how do you prepare for birth and pregnancy mentally, physically? I'm going to add spiritually because that's a big one.
How you preparing, Hannah?
I'm not.
She said this. She said, I'm going to put some contractions.
I'm not. I feel like I'm actually more unprepared this time than I was the first time. It's really weird. I guess because you've been through it one time, so you're like, I kind of already know. Like, I don't need to do all this. Well, even last time, I didn't do all the things. Like, I didn't go to the birthing classes. I didn't tour the hospital. I didn't do any of that.
I didn't do.
But I feel like I'm more unprepared because, like, this is, like, kind of sad to say, but, like, I text Chandler yesterday, like, we don't have anything for the baby, so, like, what are we gonna do? Like, no outfits, no nothing.
That's also second baby syndrome.
Yes.
I think for what you're like, what's it called? Your baby bag? Yeah, I had a sip and see. I didn't do a baby.
Yeah, I was just like,
but it's like
your hospital bag?
No, like your diaper bag. So my first diaper bag had like 3 outfits in it, all the 4 stuff in it.
Yeah, mine too.
Once I had my second child, I had a diaper and wipes. Like
not even that. Like, because the hospital gives you everything.
Exactly. So that's just second baby syndrome. So you're, like I said, you're not crazy at all. You're actually completely normal. You are not.
I feel so bad. I'm like, I feel like the second child already left out.
No, I mean it's different. Like I still say, like, God forbid Kofi see this one day, but like Noble's my baby. Like, you know,
oh my God,
like, she just is. Like Kofi is like they're like this little minion puppy guy, and I love him so much, but he's has to hang out there. It's a different experience, you know, because it's hard to be the same with both, and I don't think people talk about that. You can't like treat 2 kids it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
because they also have different
different
things
as they get older and form personalities. Because then you can say. Players, as they get older, you can tell like what their personality is, what their needs are, what they care about, and then you can absolutely like try to have more intentional individual time with them. But when they're babies,
I'm going to tell you what does happen. I found out why babies are like the youngest child always gets spoiled because it's easier to correct the older child than correct the younger child. So the younger child is used to getting away with everything.
Yes.
Because it's so much easier to say, Noble, stop doing this. Noble, stop doing this. Noble, get it. I mean, it's also older, the older child syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's like, I try to like correct my youngest child more, but like, they're babies. So it's just so hard. So I see why like the younger child gets so spoiled.
It's horrible.
So yeah, that's hard. I don't know how you fix it. Good luck.
I'm weak. I think mentally and physically, I would say also like I think it also depends on what you want. Like everybody wants a certain experience out of like their birth and just how they want to even recover and things like that. There are so many options too, which I think that's another thing. Like make sure you look into what your options are, because people don't know like you can get a doula to come and like stay at your house for a certain time frame or whatever after you have the baby, and you don't have to. You can have your baby at home if that's what your prerogative. I personally like give me the drugs, but I that was me. So I think it's like making sure that you know what you want your experience to be, and also what you want your experience to be for you. Not to be able to say like, oh, this is what I did, because again, there's no trophy for that. Out of everything, like you just want a healthy baby anyway. So I think a healthy baby and a healthy mom, because that's super important. So making sure like, what is this? How does this help me? What does this look like? And then once you figure out what that is, most of the time you can kind of like start to get a plan on how to get there. You know what I mean? Depending on the route you want to go, whether it be holistic or whatever the case may be. And then I added spiritually, because prayer, like pray about that thing, journal, write down how you're feeling. I used to do video diaries to my child, like while I was pregnant, because my first child, I was 19 when I was pregnant. And that was like, I was like, I want to document this and like say how I'm feeling right now, because it's scary and I don't know what I'm about to do. And I have no idea how I'm going to take care of you, to be totally honest. I like all of those things. So I think that's too. And then you have something to look back on and see how far you've come.
Yeah, I love that. I did that with Crew. I need to do it with the second one too. But I wrote like a little note to her while I was pregnant with her, so that she can read it like later on. So I definitely need to do that for the second baby.
You can do it anytime.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it when the baby's born.
That's
like,
true.
You don't know.
I have all the time for it. Actually.
You do.
Exactly.
So much time. It's more, I mean, it's for both of you, but like in this moment, it's really for you. You know what I mean? So that's my tip. I feel like we missed a lot of stuff, but I can't really see.
I can't either. I'm struggling.
Yeah, I feel like your lessons. People were just like asking how it feels. How do you manage being a stepmom?
Oh,
but I think she also said on the episode she don't know.
Literally, I still don't know. Still don't know.
Just her best, but those boys love her. They're so sweet.
Yeah, you guys.
So whatever you're doing is a great job. Whatever you are doing, you don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something.
I hope so.
Because kids can't fake. Kids don't.
They gonna tell you the truth.
They will tell you the truth. If you're doing a terrible job, they would not let you know.
I actually need to ask next time. They would probably be brutally honest with me.
You're gonna ask for. Oh my gosh, you should.
Really should. They might be like, you suck.
If the answer is like good,
I'm like, great.
Yeah. Blended families is not easy. I feel like we did an episode on blended families. Like we did one completely dedicated to blended families. That was season 1.
Yeah, because I'm a stepmom and then she's a biological mom.
Yeah.
We both have blended families.
Yep. But there's like so much you could. There's so much. So much
dynamic.
So many dynamics. So many things. Like especially depending on the perspective and like if you're the biological mom or you're the stepmom. Like there's so many do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs, and people just trying to figure it out. I would say, because actually someone asked me this yesterday on what to do and, whatever. But I think it's like patience and like realizing that everybody is trying to figure it out. And it's very easy for like a lot of people's emotions and things to get involved. But like remembering that it's really not about any of the adults. And that kind of sounds crazy because it's like, well, I'm a person and I have feelings. But like, it's not about any of the adults. It's about the child. Like, and if you just keep the child in the center, in the forefront, and the purpose of the communication and the co-parenting and all that stuff, it will fly a lot better. And then just know that it's not going to happen overnight, especially if the relationship is kind of like estranged or toxic or whatever. Have patience.
She's like, I got to the other side.
I
Okay,
did.
You.
I did, and y'all, my situation was not, it just wasn't, it was not ideal. It wasn't pretty in the beginning. It was a lot of like fighting back and forth. For me, I just had to choose my peace. I don't got time for this. And thank God I have my husband is very patient, and he's like, I'm just gonna go with the flow. But he also, our communication, I think that's another thing, like having on your home front, making sure that y'all good and you guys on the same page no matter what, so that any other outside forces aren't able to come in and drive a wedge, because they will try to do that. That's the key. Don't get discouraged. That's what I say to all the blended families out there. Just have patience, stand your ground.
But I think it's good because, like I said in the episode, we need people to talk about this stuff, because, like, literally no one really talks about it. Like, blended families, being step parents. It's like, And
I think, but also, and then on these platforms, everybody feels like they have to have the answers. So everybody's trying to, it's not really a discussion. It's a like, this is what I do, and then there it is. And so it just feels like everybody knows what to do.
It also like a touchy subject too. Because I know, for me, honestly, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna say too much because there's a whole there's other people involved.
There's so many other people. Yes, and I think that's what it is. It's like, well, this week we doing all right, so I don't want to ruffle no feathers and say something, because that has actually happened to me before. I've been on my own platform with another, mom, and we're talking about co-parenting. Somehow something got clipped and sent to the other parent, and it was a whole fight for a week. So I sometimes do kind of like pick my battles on what I want to say. I don't. Actually, to be candid, I think one of the things I do plan on doing soon is just sitting down and talking with him and saying like, hey, this is my job. So, and I want to be able to help other people. Like, it's no shame to you. We have a good relationship right now. We have peace.
I want to help other people.
I want to help other people get here. And so I know that the only way I can do, and so that's another thing. That's communication, though. And so, like, I think sometimes,
but that's easy to say. I can't like go to KK's mom and say like, hey, I got a job. Like, could you imagine me coming to you, his wife coming to you and be like, hey, Morgan, I got a job.
I think it's also a relationship, though.
Yeah.
Right? So I think, because then for me, I would be like, you don't come to, and this is where it comes to the perspective, you don't come to me. Why don't you talk to Norman? Then Norman come.
But see, it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Like, never mind.
You shouldn't be talking about it then, right?
I don't know, but I think it depends on relationship, because if y'all were cool, because there are some co-parents.
No, yeah, and
that
are
like
Instagram
cool.
Skipping and whatever. But if it's not that, like the average, relationship or whatever, it's just, it's like that.
It's hard. It's hard.
Hannah, you have any fashion projects coming up? People want more fashion.
No, guys. I actually need to.
She said, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, but no, I am literally fighting for my life.
Literally right now, I have nothing for you guys. I'm sorry. It's gonna give me some time. Really, give me some time.
I feel you.
I'm just, out here trying to make it like everyone else.
That's why I told you. That's why everybody was
because she's like, look, I said what I said. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
You're not gonna be confused.
But I do eventually want to do something on my own, so that's why I'm just saying, give me some time.
How do you handle trust? That's her man. That's her man. Her man. Her man. That's how she trusts that man.
How do I handle trust? He is very, well, we both are. We're both very open with each other. So, but he's more, he just comes out and says whatever. Sometimes I'm like, I actually didn't want to know that, but okay. So he's just very open. So I think that's how I trust him. He just comes to me and says, hey, this is, like, if he gets DMs, text messages, whatever, We're also very open about that too. Like we have each other's passcodes, we have each other's everything. That's probably one of the main reasons we're just open with each other.
It's already
Yeah.
weaved in. It's in your bag. Yeah. That, well, there's your answer. I guess if the person wasn't so open, then it'd be hard. We kind of talked about this.
Oh yeah, because if they're not open, it's like, why are you not
Yeah.
open? Because sometimes it's like, I need all that, but if you
Yeah.
don't want to give it to me, or like, now I got questions.
Or well, open to the point where it's like voluntarily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I mean, sometimes men naturally they don't like just naturally be like, oh, guess what? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's still up to we were talking about this yesterday, like what it looks like to trust. And I'm like, at a certain point in my relationship, I had to say, I'm just either I'm gonna trust you or not, or I'm not. And it's like it's about my peace, because I'm running myself ragged for what?
Because if they doing something, they're gonna do it whether you doing whatever.
Like that.
You can check everything, you can have everything, you can whatever. So you can, and people figure out how to do. So you either have to trust, or you don't.
Yeah.
Something going on, life comes out.
Also,
so
just pray for discernment. It'll come out. Okay.
Yes. Discernment. Yeah. I think communication, prayer, and just like deciding that's just what it is, and running with it.
Is there anything you wish you said on the episode, or wish you had mentioned, talked about, anything you left out?
No, I don't think so. I'm just really glad that I did it, because I don't like doing stuff like that.
I could say yes.
I was debating. Yes. Okay, I was going back and forth. I was like, let me just do this to get out of my comfort zone. But I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, because I just really want it. Because, again, you're very honest. And just, being so young and then being in a situation that you've been in like so many fronts, and being Chandler's wife, it's just, you're a lot more than that. And I think you get some opportunities. And I know you're going to do, you just have the opportunity to do so many things. So we get to be like, when the documentary comes back, like, this was
Yes.
We've like,
this is going to be the last question, guys. Did you deal with postpartum after your first baby? And if so, what did that look like?
I didn't. What's the other name? There's something else. It's only for like a few weeks or like a few months. I think it's called baby blues or something. I dealt with that, but I don't think I dealt with like extreme postpartum depression, all that stuff. But I did deal with like baby blues for like a few months. Like I was.
Baby blues look like for you?
I think. Well, I don't know if this is baby blues or just normal hormones, but I was like feeding Crew one day, and I just started crying. I was like, why am I crying? Like, I'm fine, nothing, like, she's fine, like, why am I crying? So I would have, like, episodes like that. Me and Chandler were arguing a lot because I was just having mixed emotions and feelings about taking her out in public, like, just different things. And I just didn't know how to deal with it because it was all new. So it wasn't, thank God it wasn't, like, extreme, like, depression where I was just couldn't get out the bed, couldn't do nothing. But I did have days like that. Like, I remember one day I was laying in the bed. He literally had to drag me out. He was like, we're going to go out and do something. Because my mom stayed after I had Crew for, like, almost a month, I think. She stayed and helped me. So she was like our babysitter when we needed to get out of the house. So I had days like that where I didn't want to get out of the bed, didn't want to do anything. I cried for no reason. So, but it's all normal. And you'll get over it. You'll get through it.
It is normal, but I think because sometimes people think like postpartum depression or what have you has to be an extreme. Like what, kind of like just a little bit of sadness, a little bit of, baby, they don't know what to call it because not what they see in the news or on TV, like this big emotion. It's like a micro emotion.
It scared me too because what was it? Like you have to fill out that form when you leave the hospital.
Yep. That form is
10 questions, and then you're afraid to say yes to something because it's like,
put me in the
I'm
not trying to.
I was like, wait, is this for real? Like I have to answer these?
And that is the totality of your postpartum care. Like, see you one time, press your belly.
That's it.
Those questions.
Like, all right.
But again, postpartum is literally a medical, biological, Like, it is a known thing. It lasts minimum of 3 to 4 months. And no care. So, like, when we're pregnant, especially that last month, they make us go to the freaking hospital or doctor's office every week. Freaking week. But after you have the baby, I feel like it would not be convenient, but there should be required, like, therapy. Like, even if it's like once a week, just like that. Like, they're
which is crazy because they will have a lactation consultant come to your home.
Yes.
They will, like, and then it's like, man, sorry for your luck.
Right.
Like, for the mom.
Because even the way they do the 10-question paper, like, it should be a conversation. It shouldn't, because that's how you find out more information. So these yes, no, like, because again, even if you,
that's crazy to me. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that you had to do this. And then who's to say I'm not about to lie? Like, what if I really am depressed, but I don't want you to know?
Yeah. So again, you might think I'm crazy. So that should be a conversation. That's how you find out what it really looks like.
For sure.
They don't care about us after we have babies. They just care about them babies. We're like chopped liver. So
it's okay. That's why we're here.
And then you go to your 6-week appointment, and all they care about is if you're going to get on birth control or not. That's it.
Yep. Have sex again.
Yep.
Man. What a world that we live in.
Crazy out here.
I'm saying, what's that? They don't really care about us.
I feel like maybe you're not singing it to the
I think I know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not about to sing it. But
thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been this is a quick hour.
We've been
out. That's crazy. But
I always say these are going to be like 30 minutes, and
they never are, because you guys like us, which we really appreciate. We love that you guys actually
like to
talk to us and ask us questions and all of the. Also, we're about to die. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have not already, make sure you go to our link in our bio, watch the episode. If you haven't seen any of the episodes, just binge them, because why not? You know? What else? Subscribe to our channel. And I think that's it. Hannah, do you want to leave the people with anything?
Just pray for me, guys. I really
That's the best I've ever heard it put. So that's why I love it. I wish not.
No, but thank you guys for having me, and thank you again for asking me to be on the episode. I really enjoyed it.